Hi, my name is Laura from The Star Means Hope, and this is my first video. I've had my Instagram account for about a year now, my tarot Instagram account, and I thought I'd give the video thing a go and see if I like making content this way. If you're seeing this video, then I have enjoyed this, and I'll continue making some videos. I thought for my first video I would just talk about the first few decks that I ever bought and explain why and what I like about them. So yes, that's what I'm going to just do for my first video. So my first ever deck was the Neo Tarot by Jericho Mandibert. I liked it. I got this for lots of different reasons. I wanted an RWS deck, or an RWS base deck, should I say, that wasn't actually the RWS. And I liked how this was as a self-care kind of spin to it, which is why I read tarot. I read tarot for myself. I read it for introspection and self-care. So that really appealed to me. The guidebook is great. It's full colour. It has an upright meaning, a reverse meaning, and then it has this self-care meaning for each of the cards as well, which I really, really like. So yeah, so this is my first deck, and I decided, I'll get the cards out, show you why I'm talking about it. I've edged this in this dark blue myself. The back's really simple. I liked how simple it was. That was what drew me to it. I like the bold colours. I like how it's got these, the bold block colours. I like the colour scheme. There's a lot of kind of darker colours and purples and things in it, which appeals to me. Those reversals, sorry, I read reversals. I'll try and put some of them right way up instead. So I just really liked this colour scheme. I was really drawn to it. And I like how it was really simple. And I was only ever planning to have one tarot deck. That didn't last very long, but that's why I did kind of take my time to choose which deck I wanted to start with. And I thought this one was quite neutral. It's quite gender neutral. I didn't think that I wanted anything with too busy a background. And because it was based on RWS, I thought it would be easy to learn the meanings. And it was, and I really like this deck still. I don't use it as often as I should anymore, actually. I need to get it out again and have a play, because I do really like it. I really like this Lover's card. But then I did decide to get an RWS as well after this. And I do feel like having more detail in the background is helpful for meanings. But I still really like this. I like how it's got borders, but kind of hasn't got borders, if that makes sense. There's kind of a line around it, but the image still goes right to the edge, so it feels like it's borderless as well. But yeah, I just really like the colours mainly. And I like how the people are just kind of everyday kind of people. Anyone could see themselves in this deck. I really like this Empress card. She's great. So yeah, so it's very RWS based, simple, good colour scheme, the bold backgrounds. And then, like I said, my second deck was an RWS because I felt like I wanted to, I paired them up. I had the Neo Tarot cards and then I had the RWS next to it so I could compare the two, and I just found it easier to learn the meanings that way. So this is one of my RWS decks that I have at the moment. This wasn't my first one. I don't have my first one anymore. It was one of the original ones with the blue backgrounds with the white lilies on the back, and I don't have that anymore. I gave it to a friend because I was on the hunt for one of these plaid back vintage decks. It's just a yellow box, but I think it would be classed as vintage. It's copyright 1971, So it's not the, you know, it's not the earliest one, but it's still vintage. Now, I don't know if you can see on here the discolouring of the cards. When I bought this, when you put it in order, the major arcana have clearly been well used and well loved. It was secondhand off eBay, but all the minor arcanas were pretty much brand new. I don't think they'd used it at all. They'd only used the majors. You can see if I find one that's particularly bad. I think it's this one, Justice card. The edges are a bit ragged, and all the majors are like that. But the minors are pretty much brand new. So I think it was a bit of a bargain for myself. I really like this version of the RWS. I think the colours are really clear. The original one I had, I think it had just been reprinted so many times that the colours weren't right. I didn't really enjoy using that deck, but I do like this one. I've been using this a lot this month actually, trying to reconnect to the RWS images. I just think this is really clear, like the line work is really clear on it, and the colours aren't as they are still bright, but they're not as bright as the other one I had. Like the yellows, it's still very yellow, but you can see a lot more of the details in it. I just think this is a really good version. I also have the Centennial, which is probably my favourite version of the RWS actually. I tend to use that in these winter and autumn months, when I tend to use this one in the spring and the summer because it's a bit brighter. But yeah, so I've just got a standard Rider-Waite-Smith. Was the second deck I ever bought, and this is the plaid back version, and I really like this version. The deck I bought after that, my third one, which is probably the last one I'm going to show today actually, I wanted something that was a bit more modern again, so I then got the Modern Witch, and this is one of my favourites. I will have this forever. I don't like the cardstock, but I really love this deck. I love this. This is my favourite colour. This kind of tealy bluey colour is one of my favourite colours. So, and there's a lot of it in this deck, which is why I liked it. And I just like how, again, it could be classed as an RWS clone, but with more modern figures, and that's what I like. I like RWS, but I do like the more modern figures that this deck provides. This colour, I love it. I'll just go through some of my favourite cards, but if I see them. I think I pulled a few out earlier. I don't know where they've gone though. The Star is obviously my favourite overall tarot card. That's why my name is The Star Means Hope. But I also really like the Strength card. The Strength card is important to me when I'm choosing a tarot deck, because I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo sun, so the Strength card is important to me. There's also a few court cards that I identify with, that I tend to look at too. Let me see if I can find. I really like this Three of Cups, like Group of Friends. I really like this Six of Cups card in this deck. I really like this because the Six of Cups is kind of all about nostalgia and learning from the past, or something from your past coming back. But I like to also interpret it in the way to do with your inner child. And this deck in particular makes me think, like this child here could be this character when they were young. So it makes me think of inner child, and I really like that about this deck. The Sun is also one of my favourite cards I like in general in tarot. The Star and the Sun I really like the Ten of Swords in this deck. One of the extra cards in this deck was this card, but it said everything is fine at the bottom instead of the Ten of Swords. And I just love it. I love how she's on her phone. I really like the Ten of Swords as a card. I know everyone, or most people, don't like it because they think it's a negative card, but I've always kind of felt drawn to the Ten of Swords. I kind of like it. And I have the extra card. It's not handy at the moment because I have it out all the time. The Everything is Fine card. I have it out in my living room all the time. I also really like the Seven of Wands on this deck, and mainly just because I like her outfit. I love this card. This is definitely an outfit I would wear. And whenever I use this deck, this card comes out all the time for me. I really like this Lovers card as well. I just like the colours of it. The Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is a card I identify with the most at the moment. I feel that's kind of where I am in my life. And this particular Queen of Swords, I just see myself in her. So I like the Queen of Swords in this deck. And I also like the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is one of my favourite cards as well, and it's the card I want to be. So I'm currently the Queen of Swords, but I want to be the Queen of Wands. Oh, here's the Strength card. So the Strength card, I just love these roses around the lion and around her. I just really like it. And like I said before, the Strength card is an important one to me because I'm Leo. Yeah, so I'll just put a few more down. But so this was my third ever deck. And I really did think when I got this one, right, that's it. I've got all the decks I need now. But well, anyone who knows tarot knows that you kind of then get more and more. I really like the backs of these cards as well, how it's got all of the different, you know, you've got a cup, sword, a wand, and pentacles on the backs of the card there. I really like them, and they're reversible too, which I really like. So yeah, these were my first 3 ever tarot decks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I'm probably going to do some VRs because I do like watching VRs when other people do them, but I also want to kind of do some videos based on my practice and like how I read spreads and things, because I feel like a lot of Tarot Tube is just going through decks, and I like that. I like watching and consuming that content, but I'm not sure if I really need to do that because there's lots of people who already do. So I feel like I'm going to try and do more to do with my actual practice, and how I use spreads and what I do for myself. So I think that's what I'm going to kind of concentrate my videos on. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm Laura from Star Means Hope. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.